Alright guys, so the last video was on all the stuff we know how to solve. Today's going to be all the stuff we know how to graph. Okay, so this is a graphing review. So graphing lines using slope and y-intercept. That's when you guys rearrange it to be in y equals mx plus b form. So let's go ahead and rearrange to get y alone. We're going to have to minus the 2x over first. And then we're left with 4y equals negative 2x plus 8. And then if you really want to get y alone, you got to divide every single piece by 4 and reduce. So y is going to be, so negative 2/4 you can reduce to negative 1/2 x, and then 8 divided by 4 is 2. Now once it's in this form, it's really easy to graph. Begin with the b and move with the m. Down 1, right 2. Make sure if your slope is negative, you're going down. And this was before we learned inequalities. This is just a line, just y equals. So no shading, just a solid line. Okay, now using x and y intercepts, this was the old cover-up method. If you want to find an x-intercept, you cover up y because y is 0, and you solve for x. Okay, so I'm going to write this out, and then if I solve by dividing both sides by 2, the x-intercept is 3. Okay, so we make a dot on x equals 3. Now the y-intercept is when x equals 0. So you can cover up the x, and I'm going to write it out. 3y equals 6. Now I need to solve that. So divide by 3, divide by 3. So y ends up being 2. All right, and the y-intercept is on the y-axis right there. And then to make the line, just connect the dots. This one is very colorful, and that's your line. So kind of depending on what method you like better, you guys can pick. Then we learned point slope form, and just a reminder, that was y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. All right, so when you're given it in this form, start by finding the point and the slope that are given. So the point is always the opposite of x, the opposite of y. So it's actually negative 4 comma positive 2. And then the slope is this number out front, so 1/2. And then to graph, we start at negative 4 comma 2, and then we're going to go slope up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2. And that's it. Just a line. Another thing while we're here that you could have done, you could have also distributed and then added the 2 over. And then just graph that line. So it's up to you. All right, then our good old friends Vuxhoy, vertical and horizontal. If it's x equals 2, it's a vertical line through 2. And if it's y equals 4, it's a horizontal line through 4. Okay, so Vuxhoy. I'll write that down. Like you don't know that yet. Vuxhoy. Okay, and then the only other things we graphed were the inequalities. So let's take a look at those. To graph an inequality, you got to get it in y equals mx plus b form. So I am going to start by minus the 2x over. And then I have negative y is greater than negative 2x plus 3, right? Because you guys know I like to switch the order. We're not done though. We got to divide every single piece by negative 1 to get y positive. Now, we divided by a negative, so don't forget to flip the symbol, and then we reduce. A negative negative becomes a positive 2x, and this one will be minus 3. And then you got a graph. Now, these are the ones like dotted line, solid line, and shading. So y-intercept at negative 3, slope is up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1. Okay, now this says just less than. So dotted line and shading below. Now this is actually the same line, it's just a different symbol. So I am going to, well, whatever, I'll just do it real quick. So minus 2x again, same thing. You have negative y is less than or equal to negative 2x plus 3. Divide everything by negative 1, same story. When you divide by a negative, the symbol flips, and we still have 2x minus 3. Okay, so that's this one. So same line, except this time we want to shade greater than or equal to. So start at negative 3, slope of 2 over 1, but this time we get to make it solid, and greater than means above. All right, thanks for watching, guys. That's all the graphing stuff.